Hello, coaches and consultants. This video is going to be a little different. I'm not going to talk about a specific business hack or a strategy or a technique that will help you generate leads or get more sales. Today, I'm going to talk to you about mindset and life lessons that you can take away from the life of the legendary filmmaker Yash Chopra. How I actually got impacted by his story, and I'm going to make sure I share the story with all of you so that you get more inspired to keep going when times are tough, when you hit the rock bottom, when you face self doubt and challenges. So it's gonna be a fun story time video. I'm gonna take the story first and then I'm gonna share 5 business lessons that you can take away from the life of Yash Chopra, life and business lessons that will power up you as a person and then also power up your business. Okay. By the way, hi everyone. If you don't know me, my name is Taiba Mahmood. I'm a sales coach for coaches and consultants, and I help you generate 3 to 5 high quality leads and master one-on-one sales. So, in case you are struggling with any of these above, I will leave a link to my clarity call below. The slots are limited. Feel free to just grab a slot. So let's begin with this video. So I have a habit of watching documentaries, especially biopics of legendary people like Yash Chopra. So I am a little bit of a Bollywood buff or fan, you can say. So Sunday, I was just scrolling Netflix and I found this documentary called The Romantics. Now, this documentary, if you have not already watched it, I highly recommend you can watch it because it's about how Yash Chopra ji built his entire empire, how he began his journey, how he built YF. So most of the people, when they think about the legendary Yash Chopra, his grand sets, his views of Switzerland, great movies like Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, they always think about he must be from a very rich, well-to-do family, but it was not the case. He came from a very humble family and from a very small town called Jalandhar. He was the youngest of his 5 siblings. Yash Chopra came with his brother to Bombay. His brother was a journalist. He later became a big writer in the film industry and he used to work with some legendary actors like Dilip Kumar. And that's how Yash ji got introduced to the world of cinema, to the world of writing, direction, all these things. Yash ji was actually a salaried employee inside B.R. Chopra production house when he expressed his passion for direction. So he got his first break. He was a very passionate person from the initial days. So after giving a couple of hits inside the B.R. Chopra production house, he realized it was time to do something of his own and it was time to fly on his own. And therefore, he branched out from his brother's production house and started his own production house, which was called Yash Raj. Production house. And back in the day, he would take financing from a lot of people. And what was shown was Yash Chopra was not this calculative person. He was this person who was immensely passionate about writing stories, narrating stories, sharing them on screen, directing them. There was a different charm about his female characters. They were dressed very beautifully. He was known for his grand movies, which were shot in Switzerland. He used to really put his heart, soul, everything into making this movie. There came times when even he, in spite of putting all that hard work and dedication, even he faced self-doubt. After his first few movies, which became a hit, he actually faced a dilemma where he was not able to crack the code. So, Yash Chopra was more of a person who was inclined towards the romantic genre. But back in the 90s, people were liking movies like Angry Young Man. People wanted action and everyone was producing those kinds of movies. But Yash ji was different. He said that a song would give as much as entertainment as a fight. In fact, he would say that after you come out of the theater, you will forget the fight, but you will remember the song and the beauty and the emotion that the song gave. So he was a big fan of his genre. So initially, after a couple of flops, he actually cracked the code with new movies. He started giving hits. So there comes the first lesson, which is the creator's paradox. What is the creator's paradox? The creator's paradox is like as a coach, creator, entrepreneur, you put so much of your heart into every piece of content, every launch, every course that you put out. But not everything that you put out in the world is going to be taken with that kind of appreciation, with that kind of applause that you think your audience will give. Some of your best pieces might not be heard, but that's okay. Just like Yash Chopra, some of the films in which he put a lot of heart and soul, they didn't work out well on the big screen. So just like that, you don't need to get sad, or you don't need to stop your journey, because you don't know which piece of content can go viral or which ad can give you a stream of leads. So I'll give you my own example. Last week we ran a Facebook ad and we tested 5 creators. Now, among these 5 creators, only 2 performed like literally very, very well, giving us 26 quality leads. But we had to create those 5 creators, because only then you know, okay, which one's working, which one's not working. Now we know what does a winning creative look like, and therefore we can create more of those winning creatives. But in general, the rule of thumb is you don't know. You can have the data, you can have the numbers, you can have your intuition, you can have all those things. But until and unless you don't put out the piece of content, that ad, that video for the audience, only the audience can decide if it is a hit or a flop. But that should not stop you from making content or doing your work. That's very important. So that was the first lesson, that you have to put in the work, no matter you get the hits or the flops or whatever. You have to keep putting in the work as a creator, as a coach, as an entrepreneur. Moving on to the second story, which is the story of Adi Chopra, or Aditya Chopra. He was lovingly known as Adi Chopra. So Adi Chopra, from the very childhood, he was a very big film. From the very childhood, he decided he wanted to be a filmmaker. He was so obsessive about understanding and decoding films that he would literally make notes meticulously, analyzing thousands of movies in his notebook, and every Friday he would go out to watch movies. He said, even today, I go watch every single movie, no matter if it's a good movie, bad movie, ugly movie, whatever. Because he says even the movies which are a flop, they teach you so much about what not to do. And I think the second lesson which comes from Adi Chopra is very powerful. The second lesson tells you that you have to be obsessive about your craft. It's not about just scratching the surface. It's about digging deep into your craft. It is about going and becoming a master. And it is about truly going deep into the ocean and finding those pearls of wisdom for your audience to give them. That will only happen when you put that much of work, when you really become obsessive and compulsive about what worked, what didn't work, why it worked, why it didn't work, knowing your audience, knowing, just like Aditya Chopra says, that I go to theaters to actually watch the film with the audience. Because every time when somebody laughs or cries or says a meh, that actually tells you what's working, what's not working, and what's something which is totally editable and it can be chopped off. Be obsessive with your craft is the second lesson. Now we will come to the third lesson, which was the audience is the ultimate king. So now towards the third lesson came the story of Yash Chopra also, that so Aditya Chopra was asked that do you think that nepotism exists? And he had a head-on take on this topic. He said, if you are coming from a certain background, from a certain privilege, you can get the foot through the door. But that doesn't mean that you will become a star. Getting an audition is very different from becoming a movie star. He said his own brother, Uday Chopra, wanted to be an actor. He wanted to be a hero. He even got his first break in Mohabbatein. But audience didn't see him as the hero material. They saw him more as the funny guy who would do more of comedy. Uday was not open to doing comic roles and become a comedy actor. He was more inclined to become a superstar like Shah Rukh. So he said, we had all the resources. We have the biggest production house in the country. We have all the backing, and still we could not make our brother a successful actor. What does that point out to? That points out to a simple fact that you can only put someone on a certain pedestal, but beyond that, it is the audience which decides. And today, Uday Chopra, he was more interested into the international movies and expanding the international wing of YRF, and that's why he is now working on the international wing of the YRF. So if he gets some interesting scripts, so he produces them. So he's currently a producer and expanding the international unit of YRF. So the third lesson is basically audience is the king. And if audience is not liking a certain thing, it's smart enough to pivot, just like Uday Chopra. He did not stuck on being this leading man in the Hindi movies. He actually pivoted and he became a successful producer. With that comes the fourth lesson, which was the lesson on cycles and living passionately. Shah Rukh Khan had an interview with Yash Chopra. So Shah Rukh shot his film with Yash Chopra, and it was Yash Chopra's last film. So Yash Chopra was 80 years old when he shot that film called Jab Tak Hai Jaan, and he was really passionate about, even in those days, making a film and leaving an impact, all of that. Shah Rukh said that, when are we going to make the next movies? Yash Chopra said that, Shah Rukh, I've never lived my life with a calculator. My heart is fully satisfied with the kind of work that I've put in. I don't want to make another movie. This is going to be my last movie. And literally everybody was shocked because, he was this mega producer, director, filmmaker. Those words coming from him shocked everybody. He in his heart was satisfied and happy that he really gave it his all to his passion for filmmaking. He made some of the best films. He actually shot some amazing films in Switzerland, and so many films in Switzerland that the Switzerland government created an entire suite on his name that was called the Yash Chopra Suite, and they honored him, and he got all the honors and so many, like the highest honors that one can expect in the filmmaking. He got it, and therefore he was fully satisfied. And therefore, what happened just before the premiere of Jab Tak Hai Jaan, he got dengue, and within 2 days he passed away, and that shocked the world because Aditya Chopra said this, that my father did not see a day of old age. He lived his life with full of passion and he kept doing it. The fourth important lesson was like, Yash Chopra he had flops, he had hits, he had different kinds of films. He also lived very passionately in spite of the flops. He kept moving. He literally put all his life savings to create Yash Raj Studios. He didn't have to do that. He put all his life savings to create that studio, to nurture new talents, to bring in new directors, new actors, new filmmaking talent like writers. They even gave break to new people like Anushka Sharma, Ranveer Singh, all these people. The point here was, the fourth lesson was, you will in your journey hit the highs, hit the lows, but your passion should be so infectious that you should not stop. The whole game is about being unstoppable. It's not about being the best. It's about how do you still keep moving when you hit a flop, when you hit a roadblock. And like everybody faces those cycles. Yash Chopra faced those cycles. Aditya Chopra, after 2004, he started having these flops. Before 2004, all his movies like Mohabbatein, so many movies were going, like Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, which literally became one of the biggest, highest gross selling movie, and literally. So everybody faces those times. I call those time cycles not as failures, but cycles, because a cycle says that it's like a rhythm. You have a low and you have a high, and then you have a high and then you have a low, but it should be an upward moving high. Like it should be like this. Even the low, when it is coming, it should not be lower than the last low. It should be higher. So you will have those highs and lows, but if you keep going, your journey will be amazing. And the fifth lesson was, I think, the most dearest lesson that I learned from that, documentary. And that was about family and your inner circle. So Yashji used to have a great relationship with his wife, Pam. He had 2 kids, both of whom were immensely close to him. He had a great family life, and even when things were going tough in his life, it was his family that he sought refuge in, and he did not have any affairs. He was so grounded, and he used to take the opinions of his wife, loved his children. He was such a simple, happy man who lived with a full heart. After watching that entire documentary called The Romantics, I got a little emotional, and I started thinking that, am I living my life with full passion? Am I giving it my all to my work? Am I actually creating every single day? Am I being compulsively obsessive about my work? Because if you see, making of Yash Raj was not an accident. Like Yashji was not handed over this studio. He built everything brick by brick. Right? It was so inspiring to hear the whole documentary. By the way, tell me which lesson was closest to your heart among all these 5 lessons. And once again, if you love the video, share it with someone who would love it. In case you want to book a clarity call with me, if you're stuck with lead generation or sales, I will leave the link below. And with that, I will just close. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep going out of your comfort zone.